the obsession with appearance has probably existed for as long as we've been able to see ourselves in a reflection. I mean, I can imagine people in 3000 BC just looking in a puddle, looking at themselves in a reflection and being like, this is not a good haircut for me. Like, I bet it started that early. But listen, every technological advancement that comes along makes it just a little bit worse, makes our obsession with our appearance just a little bit worse. I've seen two particularly disturbing trends recently, micro trends, if you will, that are particularly toxic. I've talked enough about our obsession with our appearance and how we present ourselves on social media, etc. These two I have yet to tackle. Number one. Oh, wait, I did tackle this. Okay, well, then I'll keep it brief. Number one, there's definitely a lot of people showing off their unhealthy relationship with cosmetic surgery and cosmetic procedures. I mean, listen, when it comes to getting cosmetic surgery and cosmetic procedures, it's none of my business to judge what other people do with their face and body. But I will say, I have seen quite a few people sort of display their unhealthy relationship with plastic surgery. And that's kind of where I personally draw the line. I've seen some people get surgeries by surgeons that are not necessarily registered plastic surgeons. I've seen people, find sort of a cheaper, more affordable situation that way. And I've seen articles online about people getting severely injured or killed. That's not good. Okay. I completely understand that, cosmetic procedures are expensive, and I understand the desire to keep up with the trend, but doing it in a way that's not safe like that's not good. And sort of normalizing going to surgeons that are not certified to be doing what they're doing, maybe, that I can't get behind. That's not necessarily something that's super popular. I mean, I've definitely seen it happening. But what I think is more prominent is people who clearly have an addiction to plastic surgery and cosmetic procedures. And they're displaying this as normal. And, I have my own sort of dilemma about this, right? Because on one hand, it's none of my business, right? On one hand, it's completely none of my business, and I don't care what other people do. But on the other hand, I don't think that there's any way it can be healthy to be constantly getting unnecessary plastic surgery and cosmetic procedures. I just don't know if there's a way that you can argue that that's healthy. I don't know. I don't think that you can. I mean, there are so many different levels of conversation around getting cosmetic procedures done. And it's so complex because, on one hand, we should all love ourselves and accept ourselves as we are. And we should all allow ourselves to age gracefully. But is that realistic? And is that for any one person to decide? The whole conversation around the ethics of plastic surgery, I mean, it's a whole conversation. I actually did an episode on it. You can go listen to that. Go find it. Maybe it was good. Maybe it wasn't. But I think what I'm specifically touching on here is basically the normalization of a toxic approach to cosmetic procedures, whether that's by going to surgeons who aren't registered or authorized or certified to be doing what they're doing, or it's by normalizing what may be an addiction to plastic surgery or cosmetic procedures. Okay, but now we have to talk about the latest micro trend under the category of appearance. This is controversial. Abusing Ozempic for weight loss. Okay, so many of you have probably heard of Ozempic. It's also known as semaglutide. It is a drug that was approved in 2017 by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for use in adults with type 2 diabetes. But listen, whatever you want to call it, Ozempic, semaglutide, it is being abused for weight loss. Now, Ozempic, we'll just call it semaglutide moving forward. Semaglutide is meant for people who have a health challenge, right? This drug aids in weight loss, right? And for people who have certain health challenges, this is like a miracle drug. Obviously, no drug is for everyone, but for those who the FDA believe could benefit from this drug, many have benefited from this drug. But the problem is that because it aids in weight loss, a lot of people who do not need it are going to get it and take it and use it in order to lose weight when they don't have a health condition that would benefit from this medication. Do you see what I'm saying? And what's even crazier about the whole thing, I mean, this is kind of old news. So if you've already heard about this, just humor me here. But what's crazy about this is that because so many people who don't actually need this drug are obsessed with trying to get their hands on it, there's now a shortage. And people who actually need the drug, specifically people who have type 2 diabetes, are not able to get their hands on it. It's a big issue. I will say this is a particularly toxic trend. You know, abusing a pharmaceutical drug that is not meant for you to lose weight. That can't be good. Well, that can't be good. And not only is it unhealthy for those who don't need it, it's not like it's harmless, right? But also it's taking the drug away from people who could actually have their lives saved by this drug. It's overall pretty fucked up. I mean, it's a sign of a larger problem, you know, around our obsession with weight as a culture. I mean, not necessarily weight, but more just, you know, body shape, I guess. Listen, I mean, growing up, I've struggled with this sort of, we all have. I don't think anyone gets through life without somehow being affected in some way by the conversation around weight. It's definitely not the most positive one. I think it's pretty clear why these two extreme microtrends have become popular. The age of the internet has not been very good for our sense of selves. 50% of our identity is our online identity nowadays. You know, it's not just about who we are in person and what our personality is. Now it's also about our internet presence. And a lot of our internet presence is just our physical being, you know, what we look like. And in a lot of ways, you know, certain beauty standards are rewarded in a way. You might get more likes if you look a certain way. And so it's natural that it becomes a trend that people start, you know, doing whatever it takes, even putting themselves in danger to fit into the beauty standard, if you will. And it's unfortunate Listen, I'm not here with the cure. Okay. I don't fucking know. I don't know what we do to solve this problem, but I can share how I've sort of fought against the urge to participate in various micro trends that come with this sort of broader obsession with our appearance. And listen, I'm not perfect because I've had my fair share of moments where, you know, I've felt pressure to maybe look a certain way. So nobody's safe. But I will say what's really helped me avoid participating in quite a few of them is number one, to really try to focus my energy outward instead of inward. The act of being obsessed with your appearance is the act of focusing all of your energy inward on what you look like. And it feels so good in those moments to take the energy away from yourself and to put it outward in a positive way. Do something nice for someone. Literally open a door for someone. Go hang out with friends. Go to an art class. Play music. Organize your garage. Like, just do something that allows you to put your energy elsewhere and do something that makes you feel good about yourself. But when you're all focused inward, you think the world revolves around you. You think you are the world almost. And you think that every little imperfection on your body matters because you're so focused inward. All of your energy is focused inward. But when you start focusing your energy outward, you start to see how there's a bigger picture. I also think another thing that can help is to find ways that you can express yourself in a way that enhances your natural features. So, for example, you can decide to wear clothes that you feel enhance your body in a way that's exciting to you. You can find ways to do your makeup that enhance your natural features in a way that feels exciting to you. You can use these art forms in a way, clothing, makeup, hairstyles. You can use that as a way to help you accept what you got. Because I'll tell you, what you got is great. It's so empowering to find ways to enhance your natural features. And instead of hiding them, show them off. And last but not least, it's so important to learn how to see yourself for who you are on the inside. Now, this is really hard, and this is something I'm still working on. So I feel bad giving this advice because I don't have it figured out, but it's something I'm constantly working on. Valuing myself for who I am on the inside and trying to basically chip away at all the value I put on my appearance over time. And it's a process. It is a process. And I don't know if I'm ever going to get it totally right, but it's a journey I'm happy to be on because it's really important. And the way that I personally work on shifting my value from my appearance to my actual true self is doing the right thing, being generous, being helpful, trying to make others feel good. Those are all the things that actually make me feel like a valuable person on the inside. And when I do more of those things, I'm able to slowly but surely chip away the value that I have placed on my appearance.